Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the reading for Krasnov, the White House squatter, for Saturday, August 30th, 2025. Health only. What is the state of his health? Ruh-roh. Okay, so because the moon rules the chariot card here, and it's coming through reverse, this is stomach problems. It's also one of our cards for genetic issues, and and I'm thinking probably more more of his mother's side, but it could be both, honestly. It definitely could be both. So when it comes to health, this Cancer rules, the sign of Cancer rules the chest, the breast, and the stomach. But this card, when it comes to reversed, I look at it as hidden cancers. There are more cancers in his body that he doesn't even know about. Now, he's out of control, can't stay centered, out of balance, and that's not good for health. And then with the Queen of Pentacles coming through in the challenge position, now, I'm only reading on health, so, whoops, hold on, let me bring this lens down just a little bit more. There we go. I'm looking at this as a healthcare practitioner, either a doctor or a nurse. So this person can be quite the enabler, and also maybe neglecting responsibilities. So that's not so good. It also rules the digestion, so maybe she's having troubles. Okay. And then here we have, this is definitely his mother here. So there's a clue there. Some genetic issue with his mother. Now, I do remember that she had mental illness, but she also had a lot of physical illnesses too. She had a really hard time. In fact, she was in the hospital for a lot of his, infancy and toddler, time. But when it comes to, let's do the two cards for the first thing in the morning for him. When it comes to health, and we have the Empress come through, this is our card that rules kidneys and the lymphatic system. So there's the lymphatic issue, kidneys, and then let's double down on that, being that we have the Four of Swords here, ruled by Jupiter in Libra. Libra also ruling the kidneys, Jupiter being excessive with something there. Pouring out something maybe in that's not good for the kidneys. The rest of his body could be pushing out drugs and other things that are not good for the kidneys. And the kidneys have to, liver and kidneys, they filter everything, right? So, but anyway, when this card comes through in a health reading, this is like somebody who's not upright. This is a non-ambulatory position. So he's having trouble in the mornings. And, well, at least this morning, but usually it is, that way for him. And then also, this is a card of the Four of Swords reversed, is also one of the cards for high blood pressure and diabetes. So, or at least, blood sugar problems. And that would go with the Venus ruling the Empress card as well. So, midday, Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Wow. So with the Nine of Swords, this could be any size of a headache all the way up to a full-blown migraine. It could also be him not being so, not maneuvering up and down stairs very well, up and down steps. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's just dreading. I feel like he's dreading every day. I'm not getting the sense that he's embracing life and like, oh, let's, because he's not doing anything positive, right? I mean, the Epstein files are chasing him around. His health issues are inescapable. He has recently revoked Kamala's Secret Service protection. He's trying to fire the Federal Reserve governor. He's all over the place on a revenge mission. Or what can I do to distract from the fact that the Epstein files are still chasing him, dogging him everywhere he goes, and his health is a mess. And we all know he's Putin's little, I'll let you fill in the blank, codename Krasnov. So, okay, 8 of Swords when it comes to health. I mean, look at all this Gemini, all this air energy here. That's interesting there. So, okay, but 8 of Swords is being trapped, being restricted. He's in fear. He could be paralyzed at some times. Certain times he might not be able to move the way he wants to move. Because this card rules the nerves and veins and arteries and the respiratory system. And we know that he has long COVID, so he might be having trouble breathing and, lacking sleep. I mean, if this card were to come over here in this side, I would say, with the 9 of Swords, I would say, oh, he's not going to sleep. Or if it were down here, in the middle of the night, I would say he didn't sleep all night. Or he's up too early, just could never get to sleep. This is also a card of being haunted. It's a card of nightmares. We know he's never going to feel guilty, but he might be feeling some regret. I mean, he's majorly stressed out and there's a lot of anxiety coming through. And this is sometimes a card of receiving cruelty from others. So that might be having him feeling very locked in. You guys, I love your comments because you're keeping me abreast of the news sometimes. And I had several comments this morning about he's grifting off people asking for money to get into heaven. Oh, like what? And are these people dumb enough to think you can buy your way into heaven? Oh, and then here we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, all right. But got to stick with the health. So evening time, Pentacle, because it's a moon in Taurus here, and Pentacles are definitely about all about the body. But when it comes to health, we're in the area of the throat and the neck, and maybe he's having a little strep throat issue or sore throat. Definitely always has neck problems because of the way his posture just naturally is. He's very much like a lizard. So there's that. Yeah, and then more of like with the bribing, I'm thinking. God. But on another level too, this is a card of needing rest and needing more water. And then here we have the High Priestess. So this is a card that's all about the fluid balance in the body. She ruled by the moon. And so there we are, again, 2 cards that have to do, and then the feminine card over here would be about receiving things in your body that you would need to stay healthy. And we know that he just drinks Diet Coke. I mean, that dehydrates your body. It dehydrates all the mucous membranes in your body. And I think it's pretty darn toxic for the brain. Aspartame is toxic. Sucralose and all that other stuff isn't good either. I mean, you got to be really careful with that stuff, and that's all he drinks. And I don't know why. I can understand people being addicted to Coke because there's caffeine in it and the bubbles and it definitely is addictive. But why go for the Diet Coke with, I don't know, maybe he's been diabetic for years and maybe that's an ongoing battle. Makes you wonder, like, why the Diet Coke? So, but anyway, health meanings for the high priestess is, like I said, it's all the water in the body and the regulations of the flow in the body. So stomach, digestion, hormones. You can't keep the fluid balanced in the body when you eat like he does and you don't drink a lot of water. Or at least have a lot of high content water foods that are healthy, like fruit and water, the types of vegetables that have a lot of water content. Yeah, so there's that. Maybe even juices and all that. But maybe he does have that diabetic issue going on that's been, I can't imagine what else would be the reason. So, but anyway, so I'm wondering if he's having trouble so besides dehydration, she's a seer. And I'm wondering if he's having vision problems, especially at night when he's tired. So I'll just let that go. Okay, later in the middle of the night, if he has somebody coming to help him, whoa. If this is a nurse or a doctor or any health professional, they're not going to be doing a good job. This is, and then on the level of health, this is intestinal issues and not assimilating nutrients. And this is another one of my cards for an acute illness. So there you go. So in the middle of the night, there's an attack that's intense, and it has him in emotional reaction and in emotional pain. And he goes into rage when he doesn't get what he wants from people that are supposed to be helping him. So there you go. And then, just on another level too, with the Ace of Cups reversed, I would think that this would be, that would carry into the lymphatic system. So, wow. Major problems with the fluid levels in the body, though. Hands down, with all of these cards here. And, of course, that would wreak havoc with the mental, issues, of which he already has. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's at the bottom of the deck we have... Oh, now this is interesting. 2 majors here. So we have 4 majors for the day. Okay, now they didn't come through reversed, but the issues with the Temperance card here is all about, the liver. It's Sag, but Jupiter rules Sag, so it's at least in modern astrology. Yeah, it feels to me like it's just the fluid balances. I think there's more there about the fluid balances, and that's the issue. The foundational 2 cards are the issue for the entire day. And then coupled with the Hierophant ruling, Taurus ruling the neck and the ears and lower jaw and the cerebellum and the thyroid. And I want to thank you guys. So many of you commented, and hands down, the cerebellum looks to be the part of the the back of the brain that controls breathing and the heartbeat and balance. Everybody's telling me about balance. I'm trying to remember everything. I want to thank, well, everybody actually, but Donna is a registered nurse, and I think she said it was linked to the like the in the brainstem area, the reactive kind of lizard brain. But she was saying that something about the front and the temporal lobes can be damaged, and then that person can just like be non-functional, something like that, I think. But anyway, like breathing is up here with the Eight of Swords, and the functioning of like the heart, that could be really messed up if his heart is racing and making him even more riddled with anxiety. Yeah. So, and then the endocrine system rules this card here, the Temperance card. And without the endocrine, that homeostasis within the endocrine system, you don't get good, there's just no good moderation within the body when it comes to like the thyroid. And then here we are with the thyroid and with the Hierophant here. So this is interesting. So these are major bodily systems. There was like 8 days or so that I got 6 times this card reversed. And because this is our card, when it's reversed, it's our card for a grave illness. So just because it came through upright today doesn't mean that grave illness is gone. It just means that they're managing it. Yeah. And then even on another level, we don't know what Dr. Sean Barbabella's sign is, but he's his ortho, I guess he was an orthopedist, or I think he was, but he's his doctor now, so maybe this is him. But this card keeps coming through. So he's having brain problems. Well, he is a brain problem. What am I saying? Oh, and gotta have some fun time for the cuties. Woo. No. Hello. Okay, I'm done. Bye.